so that has critically designed our lives. But again, we get back to the dating your person should be cheat code, and it's like if it's somebody that you love and care about. I mean, we've been wanting somebody to just blow up for real, so that's not really a bad thing. It's like, and that's what it's a lot of things that come into play. There's a lot of conversation here: ego, um, um, generosity, as far as I'm kind of I'm not, let me stay on track here, just as far as like when it comes to putting some, like leveling somebody up or blowing them up or whatever, basically saying money ain't about a thing. So though that leveling somebody up is investing in businesses, like investing in a level up, it's like if somebody that you love or care about, it doesn't matter. It's just like, just help. But, and I'm interested in hearing your feedback here. I often say, like, I would like for there to be a healthy balance of, you can learn from me and I can learn from you. I don't want to just be somebody's mentor dating them.
I would appreciate a healthy balance. I also understand that in most situations, if somebody was looking to date me as an us, they would be looking for me to lead the collective. All depending on the belief system of that person. But with that said, um, I think my answer could be both. I think my answer could be like, yes, you do want somebody that you can learn from, but like, I'm also cool with like putting
Just teaching
somebody on
them.
game. Yeah.
Because it's like, what really is on game? It's so simple. And here's something: teachability index. Is that related to age? No, clearly.
And
Clearly.
your teachability index is your willingness to learn times your willingness to change. That's not tied to your age
At all.
because you can be a teen that is eager, 100% willingness to learn, teach, and that index is on a 10.
Mm-hmm.
And also could be disciplined enough and willing enough that your willingness to change is equally as high.
Yeah, you can get really, 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 really deep because it just goes down into your soul's existence. Like your soul's existence, like what life path your soul is on, as far as, is it your soul's turn? Is it your soul's lifetime to live in its utmost purpose this lifetime around? Or you still gonna be a tire kicker this lifetime, but next lifetime is your time to like get serious. Ah, leave it to me, right?
I mean, some of these comments are relevant, and I'll just touch on a few really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 35 dating a 25-year-old, and let me tell you, the stamina is real. And I mean, that's real because I mean, as you get older, there will be a complete difference.
There are so many factors. And then this is also a conversation that we talk about often. It's actually getting pretty deep, as far as age also comes into play with the age that you have had kids, want to have kids. That's a whole nother conversation that we'll talk about maybe a whole nother day. Dating with kids. Maybe that we make that the next topic. Y'all let us know down in the comments on whatever platform you're listening to this on, if you guys want that to be the next topic, or if you have any suggestions. Um, my purpose in bringing that up is simply because the experience of being pregnant and giving birth and even being a mother is like an experience, as far as I don't know, it's another level of maturity, that like caring for another human being. And also this kind of goes even too deep for this episode: polyamory, from a standpoint of being married to another human being, not even just being in a relationship. I mean, that's not even poly. That's monogamy as far as dating people. That's a whole nother topic if they've been married before. Because there's also some wisdom that can come from there too. We have hella topics. Staying on this one.
We got some good. There's some good questions right here. I'll
Hmm.
pick like 3 or 4 more.
Okay.
Does age disparity make you think about aging, caregiving, or long-term compatibility?
You go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Basically, like, well, first of all, hey Siri, what's disparity?
Difference or inequality between two or more things. This answer is from Collins Dictionary.
Okay, so the age difference.
Right.
Um, it's something that one could think about, but the caregiving aspect to like dive deep on that in particular could be something that you could be figuring out in your 20s, in your
That's
30s, and
good.
so on and so on. So like for example, what that might look like is, God forbid, the person that you're talking to, your partner or whatever the case may be, um, gets sick, they fall ill. They have a lifelong illness.
Basically saying age is not the only thing that creates health and longevity concerns at all by any means. And we have so many different lanes that we could go off of just this alone. One being caregiving. Of course, I'm going to care for my partners, but I don't even like the way this angle is coming from the perspective that people just assume they're going to need caregiving as an elderly person. But that's a whole nother conversation as far as, living a healthy life, etc. But anyway, we're not going to go there. Um, it is a real conversation though, because, but that's a whole nother conversation as far as how your partners choose to take care of themselves and what are deal breakers and red flags as far as health and how they eat, because I can't be eating how I eat. We're not 100% vegan, but we eat very healthy and very well. This has nothing to do with age, but and that's what's like, it you can't just choose based on age. Somebody could be significantly younger or significantly older because of life wisdom, or younger because of just intuitive knowledge or upbringing, that they could be on the same page as you. It could be a younger person that was raised the way that we have chosen to live.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a cool one. I don't really resonate with this, but a lot of people listening will. How do people in your circle react to big age differences? And this is a touchy topic because, especially like if you're not having success in your relationship, and like, say, for example, your friends are invested, your family is invested. Now they're, forming an opinion on you in relationships. So you might find somebody, and I can relate to what I'm saying right here, that, after kind of like being in a love rut, for lack of a better term, you vibing, this and that, this and that. In our example, there was a 13-year age difference, and I'm rounding down for real. So like perspective wise, at that time, people in your ear saying, I definitely understand that like you might feel a way about this person, but like using language like, are you sure? Using language like, like, are you looking into talking to people your age? Or
I was like, who are you and what's it to you?
and it's like, your family could be like trying to look out for your best interest. Like, for example, like you get on these dating shows and a lot of people say that people having other kids is a deal breaker because they want to be the first person that they have kids with. That person had 2 children at that particular time. So it was kind of like another thing on top of the age, which created a difference as far as people and family circles, and something that one could say, I don't know how I feel about that. But yes, I think overall, I think a lot of people could resonate with that in particular. I think it just I think it just depends on how open you are with your relationships with your family and friends, etc. And really just that the dynamic of those friendships, because there really shouldn't be too much of a reaction of anything as it pertains to your person, honestly. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, for me, I personally, this type of question, it all just comes back to validation. We're always going to send you guys straight back to episode number 1, which was us just having a real, raw, honest conversation about validation within marriage and outside of it in other relationships, because I'm not seeking validation from anyone in regards to who I love. For me, it's just like, what's it to you? How do people in your circle react to a big age difference? I can't get past what's it to you.
And then this goes into this. Mm-hmm. What constitutes a big age difference?
Okay.
So, what do you think is a big age difference?
I mean, this would be a fair place to include some personal experience. What do I think is a big age difference? I mean, I feel like I oftentimes really talked to people that were my age. Well, obviously not always. I'm trying to think, have I really dealt with anybody more than like 5-ish years older than myself? And I don't think I have. I think I've only really dated anybody 5 years older than myself, and I don't think I've dated anybody younger than myself. If it was nothing more than a year. Okay, but the actual question was, what is my like?
What's your significant age gap? What's your I don't know about that. And like, for example, 25 to 35 or 25 to 45, 35 to 45.
Well, I could say off bucks, a decade off the top is like a significant age difference, and I think that I would kind of break it down from there, simply because a decade, 10 years is quite a long time. But this is where the conversation gets tricky. Two things both ways. I never want to be counted out by someone because of age when I have a plethora of wisdom and life experience. And also, I wouldn't want to count out the love of my life because they're younger and they really also have a plethora of life experience and they're just a beautiful soul and bring so much life to life.
I think, and I just grabbed a new perspective. I think that if the missing variable is how long we're all going to live, because we're talking about the age on the front end, which isn't really relevant. What's relevant is the years, the experience that you will spend with this person.
Are you saying in regards to them being like significantly older? Or even vice versa, if somebody is significantly younger than us, their experience?
It could be vice versa. Yeah, I kind of lost my point, honestly.
It's okay. Let's just move on to the next one. Well, or we can let's just answer this question. What's your big age gap? Like, what is your max like?
I would say maybe like 13 to 15 is kind of pushing it, but it just depends.
Yeah, I can't put an age.
I think what I was trying to say when I said that I lost my thought was somebody could be older, but like they were in a marriage that was draining them, and after like getting a divorce and having a new life, they now have like a newfound energy
And
that
it's all energy.
that brings a youthfulness to them.
Now I'm going really deep. I need to do some research on age and energy. I did not know I was going to go this deep, but this is how my brain operates. I need to know some feedback on like age and energy, because we are all energy.
This is a good one too. Are older men dating younger women viewed differently than older women dating younger men? 100%.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. I think that, I mean, they also can be viewed the same. Like older guy, younger girl, sugar daddy, older girl, younger guy, sugar mama. But it also could be like older guy, younger girl, what are we doing here? And not necessarily that kind of feedback if it is a older woman, younger guy, if any at all.
This conversation gets so deep, so complex, because it just gets too deep. And some questions are going to be a little bit too monogamous and straightforward and narrow-minded for us, because once you get into all the gender, I'm kind of tapped out, because then it's just too irrelevant. It's too yeah.
Right.
From a pan, I guess we didn't say that part. We said polyamorous couple, but we didn't say pansexual couple.
It's just too unrelatable.
What the question, or what's too unrelatable? Us being pansexual, or
no?
The question.
The question as it relates to us per se.
Right, like the older men, younger women, like that's so unrelatable in our life that like that's not something that we have too much feedback on. I did have something else to say, but I kind of lost it. So all good. If it's meant to be, it will flow back to me.
I'll touch on this one because we kind of touched on the rest. Mm-hmm. Challenges of age gap relationships, power dynamics, financial, emotional, or experimental imbalances. True. Because like there could be a power trip if like your partner is older and more established and kind of feel like they got it going on per se. But I think that has a lot to do with how you perceive yourself too, because like for us, for example, if somebody was, I don't know, on a quote power trip, it wouldn't really be relevant.
Yeah. I think it's just like really hard to say, because it's going to a totally different topic, as far as now we're getting into career doesn't really relate to age, because we've had a lot of experiences that like anybody can have a high level career. It's all about who you know, what you know, literally. So somebody fresh out of college can have the same exact job. We've seen it clearly, and have the same job that someone significantly older. So then, and this also kind of goes into a conversation of dating within your class, but then that also spirals back around to, okay, if you're talking about giving somebody the cheat code, if they are not necessarily in your social class, this is kind of going funnel into other places. Because if you're talking about you'll potentially level somebody up or give them the life cheat code or whatever, does that mean you'll date somebody out of your social class? And also, what does that mean, social class? This is
I would not date somebody out of my social class, and leveling them up would be more or less bossing up what they already had going on. not necessarily looking to just boss you up from zero.
Right. I'm not about to give you the whole business idea plan. I can. I got a million. I got a million I could give you, but what are you coming with? Like, what's your passion? I'm not about to just give you a build a business in a box. Like, I can, but I now we getting into what you really date people for, more importantly than age is what we also kind of talked about what do you bring to the table? So ultimately, come into the conversation of age, and also I want to make it very clear because I guess I threw out a decade and I'm like, I cannot put an age on energy. That's where I spiraled off into energy because I'm never going to count anyone out. It's so much more. So it depends on what are you seeking in your companions. That is so much more than age.
I think to close, we should ask ourselves and then ask the audience, when is age truly just a number and when might it matter?
When is it truly just a number and when does it matter? Do you have any feedback there?
I feel like it's always just a number,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like it matters until it matters.
What was the second part of the question?
When might it matter? When might age matter?
You're like, when it matters, it matters.
Right, like it matters as it relates to if there are differences solely from the age aspect or solely from things that stem from the age aspect that cannot be changed or they're not willing to change.
Exactly. And then it just comes down to whatever, whomever, whatever the red flag is the red flag. And I'm going to holla at you. Whether it's your maturity, your age, your career, like whatever it is that is the red flag, I'm out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I think the takeaway is that there is no like age, like there's no age for an energy, or energy doesn't have an age.
Correct. Well then, we definitely had a lot of input here. We definitely want to hear back from you guys. So again, whatever platform you're listening to this on, comment down below. Let us hear about your experience. Give us the tea. We gave y'all a little bit of tea today. So until next time, gratitude for you guys. Love you, baby. See you guys in the next episode of Ask King and B.